Available information shows that Cody was born extremely premature, at approximately 25 weeks of pregnancy. Corey had previously shared that her pregnancy was considered high risk and that she developed HELLP syndrome, a serious medical condition involving blood and liver complications. Because of her early birth, Cody spent nearly her entire life in a neonatal intensive care unit. In early January 2026, Corey announced that her daughter had finally been able to come home after 10 months in the hospital. Only weeks later, news of Cody's death emerged. No further medical explanation has been made public, and neither the family nor medical professionals have released additional details. From a factual standpoint, this leaves a clear boundary. What is known is limited to what the family chose to share. This video does not speculate on causes or assign meaning beyond the confirmed timeline. Instead, it recognizes the reality faced by families dealing with premature birth and long-term neonatal care, where medical uncertainty can persist even after hopeful milestones. In this case, the public learned of the loss because the family is well known, not because the event itself was meant for public analysis. The third part of this video looks at how Snoop Dogg and his family responded publicly after the announcement. Within hours, Snoop Dogg shared an image of himself with Corey and his sons, accompanied only by simple symbols expressing support and prayer. His son Cordell also posted a message directed at his sister, emphasizing family solidarity. These responses were brief and avoided detailed commentary, suggesting an intentional effort to keep the focus on support rather than publicity. This aspect of the story raises an important point about how grief is communicated in the digital age. For public figures, even minimal expressions of emotion can become widely shared content. In this case, the family's posts served less as statements and more as acknowledgements of unity. There were no interviews, no extended captions, and no attempt to control the broader narrative beyond confirming the loss. When viewed together, these three stories illustrate the contrasting ways in which news is produced and consumed. The situation involving Prince Andrew centers on institutional accountability, historical associations, and ongoing public evaluation of power. The death of Corey Broadus's child centers on private loss made visible by circumstance. The family's response highlights restraint in an environment that often rewards oversharing. This video also invites reflection on the role of audiences and platforms. Not all information carries the same ethical weight. Legal documents require careful reading and contextual restraint. Personal tragedies require empathy and boundaries. The challenge for modern media lies in recognizing when a story serves the public interest and when it simply draws attention because of a famous name. In recent years, viewers have become more aware of how narratives are shaped, often asking whether coverage informs or merely amplifies emotion. These three cases show that restraint can be as important as disclosure. The absence of dramatic framing does not weaken a story. In many cases, it strengthens credibility. As this video concludes, one takeaway becomes clear. Public status does not eliminate the need for accountability, but it also does not erase the right to privacy in moments of loss. Institutions must answer questions raised by evidence, while families facing tragedy deserve space. Balancing these principles is not always simple, but it remains essential in a media environment where information travels faster than reflection. This video aimed to present facts as they are currently known, without speculation or exaggeration. As more information emerges in any of these cases, interpretations may evolve. For now, they stand as reminders that behind every headline are different responsibilities, legal, ethical, and human, that should not be confused with one another. In this video, we take a calm, factual look at three separate but widely discussed stories that dominated international headlines in recent days. At first glance, these events seem unrelated. Newly released U.S. Justice documents connected to Britain's royal family, the death of a 10-month-old baby born to the daughter of rapper Snoop Dogg, and the public response of a famous family facing personal loss. But together, these stories reveal how modern news cycles work, how public figures are scrutinized, and where the boundaries between public interest and private life continue to be tested. The first part of this video focuses on newly released documents from the U.S. Department of Justice related to the long-running investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Among the names referenced, once again, is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, the brother of King Charles III. The documents, made public at the end of January 2026, include photographs and email records that had not previously been widely circulated. In the images released, Andrew is shown in close physical proximity to an unidentified woman. Her face has been obscured, and no official information has been provided regarding her identity, nor the location or date the photographs were taken. The Department of Justice did not attach commentary or conclusions to the images, meaning they were released without legal interpretation or contextual clarification. As a result, the photographs themselves have become a subject of public debate, rather than evidence tied to a specific legal outcome. The same document release also included email exchanges between Jeffrey Epstein and a contact listed as the Duke, widely believed to refer to Andrew. These emails reportedly date back to 2010, shortly after Epstein completed a period of house arrest following a prior conviction. In the correspondence, Epstein discussed plans to meet and suggested bringing women with him. According to the released material, Buckingham Palace was mentioned as a potential meeting location, with references to privacy. It is important to note that these emails, while raising questions, do not by themselves constitute proof of criminal wrongdoing. Andrew has consistently denied any illegal activity connected to Epstein. Over the past several years, however, his association with Epstein has had lasting consequences. He stepped away from public royal duties in 2019, following a widely criticized BBC interview. In 2022, he was stripped of military titles and royal patronages, and later lost the right to use the style of His Royal Highness. These actions were institutional decisions rather than criminal judgments, reflecting reputational damage rather than legal conviction. From a broader perspective, this part of the video highlights how transparency, accountability, and public trust intersect when powerful institutions are involved. The release of documents without interpretive guidance places responsibility on media outlets and audiences alike to separate confirmed facts from speculation. In the absence of new legal findings, the situation remains one of scrutiny rather than resolution. The second part of this video turns to a deeply personal story that received global attention: the death of Cody Droe, the 10-month-old daughter of Corey Broadus, who is the youngest child and only daughter of rapper Snoop Dogg. On January 31, 2026, Corey announced her daughter's passing through a short message shared on social media. The post was simple, direct, and emotional, without detailing medical causes or circumstances.